Don't really brag. I don't come out here and do this for other people.
You're doing nothing but lie. I'm not lying about anything. I haven't said anything about anyone. I'm keeping the peace.
The Alaskan Bush People started like other promising TV shows, intriguing, enchanting, and captivating. Soon enough, they became the talk of the town, exciting the audience and bringing in the huge anticipations with real stories that are quite relatable. But who would have thought that it would end just the way it started? Immediate and without hesitation. The family wasted no time ending the show just the way it started. And some of the characters of the show talk about the main reason the show was canceled. And you will be shocked at this discovery. So, hang on and take a snack as we go on the journey of the Alaskan Bush People. About Alaskan Bush People. The Alaskan Bush People is a very interesting American reality TV show that goes deeply into the lives of members of the Brown family as they go through the challenges of living in the midst of the Alaskan wilderness, which is far away from the hustle and bustle of modern life, and quite risky to add, which makes the show more lively. The series first graced our screens on the 6th of May, 2014, on the Discovery Channel, attracting people and building a huge fan base with stunning visuals taken in captivating places like Copper Center, Hoonah, and Chichagof Island in Alaska, and later in Okanogan County, Washington. This series aims to engage with the daily adventures and challenges of this extended family with their unwavering commitment to thrive in an environment that is literally against their existence. Almost everyone sees it as a successful and genuine reality show, but as usual, some critics have raised eyebrows and valid suspicions, stating with enough evidence that some parts of the program may be staged or scripted. The show took intermittent breaks, but it always came back to the screens bigger and better. One of the incredible comebacks was when the show got renewed for its 10th season in April 2019, and by November they confirmed an 11th season, which debuted on the 4th of December 2019. After the big success of that season, Season 12 premiered on the 23rd of August, 2020. However, the family faced a lot of heart-wrenching challenges when one of the cast members, named Bear Brown, announced on Instagram that their home had significant damage due to wildfires in Washington that same month. In addition to the whole tragedy, the family suffered a tragic loss when the patriarch, Billy Brown, passed away at the age of 68 on the 7th of February, 2021, after he experienced a seizure. This story of survival, family dynamics, and real-life drama continued to draw viewers, and people got more interested in the unique world of the Browns. This documentary shows a well-detailed chronicle of the adventurous lives of Billy and Amy Brown as they navigate through creating a life in the wilderness of Alaska and later in Washington state, along with their 7 children, Matt, Joshua, Bam Bam, Bear, Gabe, Noah, Bird, and Rain. After the tragic demise of Billy, Bear expressed his family's grief on Instagram, saying, "He was our best friend, a wonderful and loving dad, granddad, and husband, and he will be dearly missed. He lived life on his own terms, off the grid and off the land, and taught us to do the same. We plan to honor his legacy moving forward and continue with his dream." The intriguing love story of Billy and Amy started when they married as teenagers. Amy was just 15 and Billy was 16 when they decided to get married, with support from their families, regardless of their age. Together, they built a life consumed with adventure, and they welcomed 7 children, who carry on the family's values and spirit in their unique ways. In 2017, Amy, the matriarch of He family, faced a tough challenge when she got diagnosed with advanced lung cancer. But with the help of her strong family, the journey was less chaotic. The family moved from their remote Alaskan home to the North Cascade Mountains in Washington, where she could receive chemotherapy and tranquility, with her children around her. Thanks to her strength, resilience, and family, Amy was declared cancer-free in 2018. Their oldest son, named Matt, chose to leave the show in 2019 due to personal challenges, including personal struggles with substance abuse. Despite stepping away from the show, he still continues to support the show in the way he can and shares his love for nature and outdoor adventures on his social media accounts. Bam Bam, also known as Joshua Brown, the second son, has remained a major figure on the show, bringing his impressive hunting and tracking skills, which have also become a hallmark of his character on the series. Then there's Bear, the third child, who started a romance with Raven after they met at Noah's wedding in April 2018. Their relationship has gone through its ups and downs, but they welcomed their first son, River, in March 2020, followed by Cove and Everest in January 2023 and 2024, respectively. Bear and Raven got married in January 2022. However, they announced their decision to go their separate ways in April 2025. In a thoughtful Instagram post, Raven shared the news of her separation from Bear, and the reason they had to. Bear and I have separated, and after years of trying, we've decided it's better to co-parent and find happiness apart. We are friends and still have love for one another, but unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out between us. Gabe, the fourth child of Billy and Amy, took a different path, though still in the family's business. He married Raquel Rose Pantilla in January 2019, and the couple welcomed their first child, a daughter named Sophia, that December. They later added a second child to their family in October 2021. Gabe and Rose have maintained a low profile, making a solid decision to keep their relationship and family life private. Noah, the youngest of the 5 Brown sons, also didn't waste time getting married to the love of his life, Rain Alicia, in August 2018. They celebrated the arrival of their son Elijah in 2019 and welcomed another son, Adam, in October 2021. However, their journey together had to come to an end in January 2025, as they chose to part ways. In a TikTok video, Noah shared an important update about his relationship and the divorce. "We just wanted you to hear this from us instead of from somewhere else. Rain and I have decided it's in our best interests to separate. We're going to take a break for a while, and we are no longer together." Bird, the second youngest of Amy and Billy's children, has successfully embraced her creativity after the show. She currently runs an Etsy shop called Snowbird Crafts, where she sells beautifully crafted candle holders, earrings, and other handmade items one can think of. In 2022, she faced a major health issue when doctors saw 2 precancerous tumors on her ovaries. The scariest part was the fact that one of the tumors weighed a whole 8 pounds. Immediately, she underwent an emergency surgery to remove them, and thankfully, she is now back on her feet. The tumor issues raised an awareness in her, and she continues to stay proactive about her health with regular tests and monitoring to prevent any recurrence of the tumors or any other health issues. In an October 2023 Instagram update, Bird shared a significant health revelation. "They thought I had endometriosis, but it turns out it was not endometriosis." This highlights her advocacy for good health and getting information about health-related matters. Rain, the youngest of Amy and Billy's children, was just 11 when the production of the show began. Fast forward to December 2023, she began dating Josiah Lorton and later confirmed their marriage with a joyful January Instagram post writing, "Baby, this is our world now, yes. I'm married, y'all," alongside a sweet picture of the couple. We have seen the unique family dynamics of the Brown family. Now, let's go straight into business. We will start with how the family started turning against each other, especially the unexpected clash between Rain and her brothers. Let's explore that quickly. The arrest of Rain and her husband. Rain got arrested on the 11th of April, 2025, when she was just 22. She was charged with burglary, malicious mischief, and criminal trespassing. Josiah Lorton, her husband, also faced charges of burglary and malicious mischief. An investigation report by the U.S. Sun stated that her husband's uncle, Jason, reported to the authorities about the alleged burglary on the 27th of March, that same year. He claimed that Rain and Josiah had been on the property of his rental home where items were reportedly stolen. This has added to the challenges that Rain has faced recently, as she navigates both legal issues and public scrutiny. The investigation into the alleged burglary made matters worse, as it revealed a list of stolen items, including $75,000 in cash, $85,000 in gold coins, $8,000 worth of wine and champagne, a pistol valued at $2,500, a revolver worth $650, another pistol priced at $450, and a marijuana bong, which is around $250. The report also stated that Jason, Josiah's uncle, had stored approximately $75,000 in cash, along with a ton of gold coins and some other high-value items at the rental property. Jason also said that he kept several firearms there, and Josiah was the only person he shared the location of these valuables with. He thought that Josiah might have had ulterior motives for being at the property, specifically scared that he wanted to steal the items. This situation has raised personal and legal challenges for the couple because the aftermath of these allegations was not all rosy. The report continued that Jason claimed a neighbor had video footage of Josiah and Rain at the residence during the alleged burglary. Also, he told the authorities about damage at the property, including broken glass and a damaged generator, which he estimated at $5,000 in vandalism. He also explained that when he was going through a divorce phase, his son had assisted him in stashing his valuable items at his cabin, which is more than enough evidence that Josiah was the only person who could have access to those valuables. The report also stated that some officers spoke with several individuals who also saw Josiah with firearms, which matched the descriptions of those reported stolen shortly after the burglary. This evidence could also play an important role in the investigation. Another person stated that he had rose-type wine, and it matched the alcohol reported missing from Jason's home. To raise further suspicions, Josiah also allegedly asked someone about the pawn shops in the Washington area. An officer also interviewed Rain's brother, Noah, who mentioned seeing old-school wine bottles in their truck, which added to the mounting evidence against them. Rain appeared via Zoom for a court hearing on the 28th of April, where she pleaded not guilty to all charges. Her husband also entered a not guilty plea on all the allegations against him. The two of them were to return to court in May. Thankfully, she got released, and she addressed the issue via Instagram, telling her fans her intentions to give her perspective as the legal proceedings keep unfolding. In her words, "It hurts my heart that my rainbows would choose to believe the lies, instead of maybe thinking, 'Oh no, who is saying this about Rain?' Not, 'Wow, what a waste.' It deeply hurts my heart. With all this said, I hope y'all will stick around to hear my side of the story. God bless y'all." Interestingly, just days before the saga started, Rain's brother Noah called the police to conduct a welfare check on their mother and Rain. This welfare check, carried out on the 7th of April 2025, was referenced in some court documents which were related to the burglary investigation. The report stated, Noah Brown reported the following. Mother is couch surfing with her daughter Brown, Mary, Rain, and daughter's aggressive boyfriend Lorton, Josiah, at a cabin in Liar's Cove. This adds another layer to the family's complicated dynamics during this challenging time. In this welfare check report, Noah expressed his serious concerns about his mother's well-being, stating Noah has tried contacting his mother after receiving a disjointed message last night and heard she has been drinking a lot and is now taking meth that was given by Mary and Josiah. He also acknowledged that Amy was off her medication and that her condition was deteriorating, especially after she was hospitalized in February for chest pain. The court documents allegedly stated that Mary is not allowing her to take her medications and talked about Josiah, stating, Lorton also has guns and is not supposed to have them. Noah suggested that Mary struggled to keep up with her medication and believed that anyone who was trying to enforce it was the devil. He also said that Josiah is known to always be armed, with respect to the apprehension which surrounded the situation. The report continued with Noah being scared, stating, "Before concluding with Noah, he advised me that his mother and Mary referred to Josiah Lorton as the next Messiah, which made Noah extremely worried." The officer then spoke with a man who had seen Josiah and Rain at a job site and offered the couple a place to stay, saying that they seemed to be living out of her car. When the media asked if he noticed anything unusual about them, he said that Josiah and Rain had a large diaper bag filled with pills, and this raised further alarm about their circumstances and the substances they might be using. This proved the complex relationship between siblings in the famous Brown family. Rain had been arrested, but that was the tip of the iceberg. We are about to explore something people may regard as one of the most interesting rivalries between siblings. This may have led to the cancellation of the show, or more damage to their relationship. Let's get into this story quickly. Noah's scary accusation against his sister. Noah and his wife, Rain, filed a petition for an order of protection against Merry Christmas Catherine Raindrop, who was known as Rain, on the 5th of August, 2024. In their request, the couple took anti-harassment measures to seek protection from someone they claimed had unlawfully harassed them. The petition included serious allegations, with Noah and Rain accusing Rain of stalking them. They talked about violence stemming from Rain's actions, which included the malicious and intentional threat or presence of a firearm or weapon causing substantial emotional distress. Part of their request was their wish to have Rain surrender all firearms and be restrained from getting any more weapons for safety purposes. According to the petition, Rain's firearms consist of 2 handguns, 2 shotguns, and 1 or 2 semi-automatic rifles. Noah and Rain are also seeking protection for their 2 sons, Elijah and Adam, from their aunt. The couple's requests during the petition specify that Rain should not cause any physical harm, bodily injury, assault, and more. They also asked for an official restriction on any contact with them, including non-physical contact, directly, indirectly, or through third parties. They also requested that Rain remain at least 1,000 feet away from the protected persons, their residence, schools, vehicles, and some other specified locations. They also prohibited Rain from posting any degrading information online about any of the protected individuals. In their court documents, the couple stated that would supplement the answer once the motion to seal and motion to restrict access to courtroom is granted, revealing their intention to provide more details later. Noah's declaration in support of the motion for ex parte restraining order included some allegations against Rain. He firstly accused her of consuming illegal substances, recounting an incident from the 6th of December, 2023, when his mother visited Rain, and she allegedly offered her illicit substances for her headache. Noah did this because he was concerned about his family's safety. So he also requested that Rain surrender her firearms to the sheriff's office. He also referred to a troubling incident during filming for the Discovery series on the 19th of July, 2022, where Rain allegedly said, "My life would be so much easier if you were dead, if only I wouldn't get caught. I think that my gun is in my room." He also described an incident on the 3rd of May, 2023, while he was helping the family move horses to North Star Ranch. He stated that due to Rain and another family member's refusal to listen to his advice on how to transport the animals, a malnourished horse fell in the trailer and was unable to get back up. Noah talked about a distressing incident. When I was telling them what we needed to do to help the horse stand, Rain said, "Just stop. We don't need your help. I would rather the horse die than listen to you. I will kill it myself. Now go wait in your truck." or I will get my gun right now. I waited at my truck the rest of the time, and I found out the next day that the horse died. In another subsequent declaration, Noah described how his family has been a victim of unlawful harassment since Rain joined the family on the 15th of August, 2016. He talked about specific incidents, including the claims that Rain posted a live video on TikTok on the 15th of December, 2023, and the 1st of January, 2024, in which she accused Rain of physically abusing Noah and their children, which he firmly stated was not true. Also, Noah said that on the 16th of December, 2023, Rain falsely alleged during a TikTok live show that everything he does on Alaskan Bush People is not true, and that all of his contributions were only production-made. In Noah's words, "Due to my sister's past history in her social media posts, I fear that when she is served the petition for protection order, she will immediately begin posting on social media." It was then he requested an ex parte order to prevent Rain from posting any kind of information online about any of the protected persons named in the petition for protection order. However, some months later, the court denied the temporary order without a hearing because there was no evidence. The explanation stated, "The petition lacks sufficient information and is unsupported by a properly submitted declaration," stating that the petition was inadequate. The court also noted that the petition was blank, suggesting that it required more substantive detail to warrant action. The court pointed out issues with the order, stating, "There are two such declarations, both beginning with I, Ryan W. Gunn, declare under penalty of perjury. I am one of the petitioners in this matter." Both declarations are then signed by Noah Brown. This showed a significant error regarding the naming of the declarant. The court also noted that the allegations related to incidents that were too remote in time to warrant issuance of a TRO without notice to the respondent. They concluded that simply resubmitting the declarations with corrected names would likely lead to the same outcome. This explained that there must be sufficient information to support the petition for a temporary restraining order or for a hearing to be scheduled. Currently, some online records indicate that Noah and Rain have not refiled their request, leaving the situation unresolved. On the 8th of August, just some days after the court filed the petition for order of protection, Rain went to Instagram to document her pain. How come in a world so harsh it is praised more to be fake than it is to be real? Why do I have to pretend I don't know what the F word is, or pretend that I am a perfect woman? She continued, indicating that she has grown in just a few weeks, stating, "Many of you have watched me grow up from a very young child into the strong, capable woman I am today, who quite frankly doesn't give a flying about what anyone thinks of me." If that sentence offended you, and you asked yourself, what happened to her? Keep asking that question. Maybe one day I'll write a book. Rain urged her followers to consider their reactions, saying, "But as you go to type your mean comment about what I have to say, remember this. What would you do if when you were yourself, the world told you you're not acting like yourself? Who would you listen to? Yourself? Or the opinions of others? Have a blessed day, everyone. God and Jesus bless and keep you in His everlasting light." Later, on the 11th of November, 2024, Rain returned to Instagram with a new account, signaling her intent to continue sharing her perspective amid the ongoing family issues. In a recent post, Rain addressed her followers, saying that her other account was on hold because there were too many people disguising themselves as her. She also emphasized her uniqueness, stating, "So with that said, always remember, my peeps, there is no one out there that will ever be a better you than you. Just like there will never be another Rain Brown. This is the one and only. Anything else is deactivated or an imposter. Have fun and be peaceful, my peeps." Rain has also used her platform to raise awareness about mental health. In one post, she shared, "This post is really about mental health awareness and showing how much it really does change everything in your life. Luckily, I have had the experience of getting help when I needed it, but unfortunately, not always by reaching out." In another post, she stated, "This account is for my unedited life. I don't want to give you guys a show. I want to show you guys how to run your own. With that said, please never forget your brain matters too, and to reach out for help before you do something dangerous or permanent. Love y'all, my peeps, have a good day, and try to smile. At least we are alive today. A great gift, I would say. God bless y'all." She also provided an emergency hotline for people who are struggling with their mental health, talking about the importance of seeking help and support, especially with something as sensitive as mental health. Apart from revealing her dedication to mental health awareness, the post also revealed her desire to connect with her followers on a personal level. The family's relationship may not have been good, but something worse happened, which still had to do with regular visitations to the court. This definitely broke all doubts about the show and got many people thinking. So, what may have happened? Let's get into the juicy story. The lawsuit against the show. Individual challenges may have broken them as a family, but this one almost threw them off guard. Robert Maughan, who is a doctor from Tennessee, initiated a lawsuit against Billy's estate and the Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions for breach of contract on the 27th of April, 2021. In the court documents obtained by The Sun, Billy's estate sought to have the lawsuit dismissed, arguing a lack of subject matter jurisdiction. This means the federal court where the case was filed allegedly does not have the authority to hear the case. The attorney of Billy's estate argued that the state court should handle the lawsuit, stating, "Plaintiff asks this court to exercise jurisdiction over the property of Brown's estate, but this property is under the jurisdiction of the state probate court." The lawyer said that the property in question was already under the state court jurisdiction prior to the filing of the complaint. In response, Robert's attorney said that the court would not dismiss the lawsuit, indicating an intention to challenge the jurisdictional claims made by Billy's estate. This back and forth reflects the complexities involved in the legal proceedings surrounding Billy's estate. Robert's attorney responded, "I respectfully request that the court not dismiss the case on the basis of lack of prosecution insofar as the plaintiff is apt to continue his pursuit of this case." According to previous reports from The Sun, Robert said he entered into a contract with Billy on the 6th of January, 2009, in which he invested $20,000. He said that Billy, who was also an author, agreed to pay him 10% of the income, which was derived from the publication and sales of Alaska Wilderness Family Productions related to books written by Billy. These payments were supposed to last for a period of 10 years from the contract date. In his court papers, Robert asserted, Billy Brian Brown failed to pay plaintiff Robert Mickey Maughan the monies called for in the 10-year contract. He also said that a second contract was made on the 25th of January 2009, in which he invested an additional $10,000 for a long-term agreement. This legal dispute centers around the alleged breach of these contracts and the obligations stemming from them. Robert also claimed that Billy agreed to pay him 10% of the gross income of Alaska Wilderness Family Productions from the creative works of Billy Brian Brown, specifically including books, movies, television, and documentaries. He further said, Billy Brian Brown and the business have failed to pay plaintiff the monies called for in the lifetime contract. Robert talked about the fact that the exact amount owed cannot be determined without an accounting, and he estimated that Billy earned $500,000 per episode of Alaskan Bush People, which had a total of 10 episodes in its most recent season. As a result, Robert is demanding $500,000 and a trial to sort out the matter. In support of his claims, he provided the two alleged contracts in the lawsuit, both of which are notarized and bear Billy's signature. Also, he filed a creditor's claim in Billy Brown's estate case, though right now, Billy's estate has not responded to this claim. The main reason Alaska Bush People was canceled. Truth be told, the lawsuit was a very valid reason to cancel the show, even though they had faced a whole lot of challenges like Billy's passing, Amy's tumor issue, and the arrest of Rain and the traumatic court allegations between two of their children. But could it be that the lawsuit eventually became the end of them? The people think that there is a possibility because during the lawsuit, Alaskan Bush People is referenced in the past tense. As seen in the statement, these breaches occurred despite the significant profits generated by Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions, particularly through the television series Alaskan Bush People, which was featured on the Discovery Channel network. Interestingly, on the Discovery Channel's media page, Alaskan Bush People is not included among the channel's current properties, and it features shows like Naked and Afraid and Gold Rush. Even though the show is still listed on the network's main page, there have been no updates about the series since September 2022. The family members have stayed silent about the future of Alaskan Bush People, but Bear revealed plans for a sequel titled Alaskan Bush People Behind the Scenes with Bear Brown. In an Instagram video from Spring, he said, "Over the past year, I have been asked if there will be a new season of Alaskan Bush People. While I can't answer that question at this time, I am excited to announce Alaskan Bush People Behind the Scenes with Bear Brown." As it stands, the show hasn't aired on Discovery since December 2022, and it left fans hungry for updates on both the original series and the spin-off. His announcement shows that even if the main series may be on hold, they still have plans to engage the audience with the content, which is behind the scenes. What do you think about the reason the Alaskan People was canceled? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. To enjoy more exciting videos, click play on the video on your screen. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when a new video drops.